Grand Rising, and thank you all for joining us on this Wednesday edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and as always, we appreciate you for spending time with us each morning, or if you're with us on the weekends, in the afternoons. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We say that every day. Well, today we want to introduce to you a program that is launching online for our children to create a new reality. The New Earth Homeschool Academy Online. We've been talking about it for a while now. And it's our responsibility to change the world in which we live. It's our responsibility to guide our children in the principles we would like them to embody. It's our responsibility to clean up the mess we have made in the world in which we live. And as long as we're waiting for someone else to do it, it will not happen. So, in this new academy online, accessible on every device you have, your desktop, your laptop, your iPad, your cell phone. It is empowering you as a parent to embody your children with the tools they need to create the world they would like to live in. We are not victims, we are victors. And we'll be back to talk about it as we prepare to launch this month the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online. And we want to empower you to be a part of it, and of course, to give you the information on how you may enroll in that very first important class, Parenting with Peace. We'll be right back.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Yes, this is the Female Solution, but of course, we are partners in this solution with our male counterparts. And we know that it takes a balance in order for the world to manifest the love, the joy, the peace, the harmony that we all want to experience. Most of us grew up with a lot of trauma. We grew up experiencing unloving behavior by those who did the best they knew how, but they simply did not know how. They did not have the proper guidance because they themselves were raised in an unloving environment. Our first class we're introducing is called Parenting with Peace. And this is a prerequisite to all of the other classes that you as a parent will be introducing to your child, because it involves self-examination and repair of the damage that we all have experienced as a result of living in a very unloving environment. And so we want to first introduce you as we take a look at the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online. As we prepare to give our children the love and nurturing they need to allow them to become the emotionally healthy human beings that we desire them to be. What if they received a message from the earliest times that they were with us? What if they received a message that they were loved unconditionally? What we received was a message that love is conditional. We'll love you if you do what I want you to do. I'll love you if you look the way I want you to look. I'll love you if you think the way I want you to think. I'll love you if you act the way I want you to act. I'll love you if you say what I want you to say. And I won't love you if you don't. Because this is the way we were raised. So, in the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online, our first task is to undo the programming of parents who are believing that they must force a child to conform to an unloving society, break their spirit, instill them in fear, and keep them from being able to be free, independent, creative thinkers so that they don't get in trouble. New Earth stands for Natural Environment, Wholesome Education, Awakening Responsibility to Humanity. Awakening responsibility to humanity. So this means our focus is the collective responsibility we have to each other and unselfishness. What is good for the collective? How are my actions affecting those around me? The first thing to be taught is not fear, but empathy. I must care how I'm making you feel. I must care how I'm affecting you. And this will govern the kind of decisions I make. Not, I'm afraid you're going to hurt me, but I don't want to hurt you. It's a different way of thinking. So, of course, as we look at the messages we give to our children, we have to also look at the messages we've given ourselves. And have we been kind and loving to ourselves? Have we given ourselves unconditional love that we may feel worthy of good treatment? So now let's take a look at a message that we have the power to give and receive so that we may in fact feel worthy of good treatment. That's the desire to always remind those whom we love that they are in fact worthy of good treatment. Okay, we're gonna fix that situation. I believe we got a little technical. We've had some technical issues this morning, and some of you know that we had some challenges in the beginning of the show, but that's okay because challenges are what we're here to overcome, and never panic when things need adjustment. Our lives need adjustment. Our world needs adjustment. And once you see that things are not going as you desire, you have to stop and make an assessment on what needs to change. So, of course, as we do with all things, we see where the problem is and we make the correction. And this is what we're doing even as we speak and take a look at what needs to happen in our world so that we can all live together in peace. And one of the things that has to happen is that we acknowledge the systems that we're using, whether it's to feed, house, or clothe people, are not systems that are fair and equitable. And as a result, people are suffering. And this is not right. And it's not acceptable. So, our children, the first lesson they are to learn is empathy. And in learning empathy, they realize the importance of other people's feelings, other people's comfort, and they make a conscious choice to do nothing that would cause harm. And this is what has to happen if we are going to change the world that we're creating. Rather than our children learn a selfish, self-centered way of seeing the world. I got mine, you don't get yours, that's too bad. We're learning collectively that it's important for all of us to thrive. And all of us are here to help all of us who are here. We're all one. One system, one body, one earth, one family of earth. And so everyone's needs must be taken into account. Our ecosystem is designed to teach us this. Air we breathe out helps the plants, and the air they breathe out helps us. We're exchanging. We're exchanging in a way that enhances life for us all. So if we harm the plants that help us breathe, we harm ourselves. And that's every system on the planet. It's interactive so that we're aware that we should not be hurting anyone or anything, because we're all here to interact. And we're all here to contribute in a positive way to each other's existence. In order for us to see life this way, we have to remove beliefs that make us think that there is something admirable about being selfish and insensitive to the needs of others. So our children, when they are young and they're exploring the world around them, must first be taught that principle of empathy so that they're sensitive to the feelings of others. And that happens when we show empathy and we're sensitive to their feelings. You cannot demonstrate empathy to a child that you're screaming at or slapping or spanking. How many of us grew up in households where our parents believed in order to teach us not to touch things that might be dangerous, you're supposed to slap the hands? Well, how about we just withhold a child from access to that which is harmful until we can teach them that it's harmful? How about we practice teaching, explaining, imparting understanding, and taking responsibility to keep them safe from things that can hurt them until they're able to understand. Parenting is teaching. And if we as parents have ourselves been taught wrongly, and as a result been made to feel bad about ourselves and about those around us, we're going to pass on those bad feelings until we undo them. So we're going to take a quick break and come back and try again with our video to remind us that in order for us to begin this process of teaching children a new way, we must first have a change of heart. We'll be right back after this quick break, and we want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in just one moment as we continue to prepare you for the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online, in which children are being prepared to take charge of the world in which they live. We'll be right back after this quick break, so stay with us.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Yes, we want to talk to you, and we want you to talk to us too, and we appreciate you for being among those who are willing to take responsibility for the future that we're creating. We are all creating a future, and we have a choice. We can either sit and be angry and frustrated and fearful, or we can take charge. And we can choose to create the future we desire, because there is no one on this planet any more powerful than anyone else. Anything other than that reality in your minds is a delusion. And once you know that you have the power to create your own reality, then you unite with those of like mind so that you have a collective decision to create. And that's what empowers anyone as they decide on what they want the world to look like. We want the world that we are living in to be kind and loving. A place where people share. A place where people are free to use their creative skills and their imagination to design that which would make life more comfortable for all of us and more enjoyable. We want to laugh. We want to play. We want to sing. We want to dance. We want to enjoy the time we're living in these physical bodies, because that's what this experience is for. It's to enjoy it. And when we're believing that there is an evil power that can destroy us, it takes away our joy. So we can simply choose to stop believing that, because that is incorrect. There is no power that is greater than the loving energy of creation. And so as long as we are in alignment with that energy, we can create a loving environment. We cannot do it if we're in fear. We learn how to be in fear from the environment in which we were raised, by parents who believed that they needed to instill fear in us in order to protect us. They didn't know any better. They did the best they knew how. But when you know better, you do better, as the great Dr. Maya Angelou said. So, if we know better, then we change the message that we give to our children from the beginning. And this is how we shape the reality that we experience. And of course, our dear sister from the Higher Learning Network, Sister Zelda, says this is the most exciting news for children and families in decades. Congratulations. Yes, we most definitely are empowering families, because every year we talk about how the school system isn't providing what we need. And we never realized that before the school system, we had the ability to teach our children whatever we know they needed to learn in our own homes. And so some people say, well, you got to work, you don't have time, you can't. Well, we'll talk about how you will in fact empower yourself to teach your child during those times that you are together, so that the lessons they learn in the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online will remove from them the feeling of helplessness, powerlessness, and fear, because they will learn that they are in fact able to create the reality in which they live. And they will learn how to use that most powerful element, that most powerful tool of love, And so let's once again take a look at what happens when we are able to simply have a change of heart that allows us to see each other differently and allows us to appreciate each other and allows us to recognize those who have perhaps not experienced love. And that's why, in their pain, they're causing harm to others. We have the power to help them. Let's take a look at how. Well, we apologize if there were some still sound difficulties. We're gonna get that message to you one of these days. We'll uh, uh, if there were any issues of not being able to hear, but the message, of course, was reminding us that we are one family. Yes, I got the message. The audio still didn't quite work. We're sorry, but that's okay. We'll get an opportunity to share that message with you in the future, and certainly on the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online, we'll get an opportunity to continuously reiterate the important message that what we are teaching children is unity, to recognize that we as a global family are working together, not in competition with each other, but in cooperation. And so everything that is taught with that philosophy, so that when our children learn, they learn how all things work together. They learn how all things are connected. They learn how all people are connected. They learn everything from the point of view of all things being part of one global system, whether it's science, mathematics, chemistry, biology, whether it's connected. And of course, if we are right back. Again, we're having a little issues with our lovely computer, all things into our electronics, and we're having difficulties. Right back after this quick break. So we want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in just one moment. So just stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and we are preparing for the launch of the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online. And you'll be able to go to the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online website and sign up. And we want you to enroll in the first class, which is called Parenting with Peace. We've talked about this And we've even had some of those who will be doing a portion of the instruction on the shows over time, because our own crew, our team of hosts, some current, some past, are also doing portions of the teaching which we are presenting in this online course that goes from pre-birth all the way to a child's age of 18. So the lessons are designed to be in harmony with the child's development. The first class, Parenting with Peace, helps you in that process of preparing your child stage by stage, all the way from before conception, as we've said, to even the process of conception and the mindset that's necessary in order to bring the loving energy into the process of conception, conscious conception, understanding that this is a co-creation with you and your loving partner and the child that has chosen to come through you. There are no accidental births. Every birth is a very deliberate decision by the soul that has chosen the specific parents through whom they wish to have this earth experience. So knowing this helps us to see even the act of intimacy differently. And much of what we've learned about intimacy is negative. And this is part of what has to be undone in these first lessons of parenting with peace. Unlearning the negative connotations surrounding your intimacy, the intimate physical experience that opens the door for a soul to enter the physicality of earth. Any negative connotation attached to that has to be unlearned, undone, erased, so that you're not bringing that negative energy into the process. This is part of the Parenting with Peace class that addresses preparation before conception. Undoing all negative thoughts about yourself. You bring into the parenting process all of your beliefs about yourself. So any belief that you have about yourself as being unworthy, unlovable, unattractive, anything that is negative that you believe about yourself is negative energy you're bringing into the process of creation. And you're projecting that negative energy onto the soul that's coming through you. So that negativity has to be undone before the process of the act of intimacy that's going to bring the child that's chosen you for the earth experience to come through you. Now, of course, if you are going to be grandparenting someone who is coming through your child, whether your son or daughter, then it's necessary to undo much of the misteachings that cause us to bring pain into the lives of children. Our fear-based beliefs cannot be brought into this new earth, the new world that is manifesting, is being built by those who are now children or soon to come to us as children. So we must raise them differently, not to conform to a misshapen world, but to create the new world with new energy. We already know the old world is collapsing. But just like when there's a wrecking ball that comes and demolishes a building, there's also a blueprint for a new building that's going to be built in its place. So you don't focus on the wrecking ball that's getting rid of the old, dilapidated, outdated, ramshackle building. You focus on the blueprint for the new, beautiful structure that's going to replace it. And you prepare to build that new structure. So there's no sorrow about the old structure being torn down. It's necessary in order for it to make way for the new structure. So we are preparing those who will build the new structure. And that means they cannot bring the old energy of self-hate, self-condemnation, self-contempt that was instilled in us by parents who didn't know, because they had to protect us from what they experienced in terms of harm by those around them. We're not instilling our children with fear of harm. We're empowering them to create a world that does not harm. And this is why the energy of love has to be dominant over all things, which means we must undo that which is within us that causes us to harm ourselves and others. Now, today was a rather challenging day because our electronics were having some difficulties. And just like our physical bodies may sometimes have challenges, sometimes those bodies, those structures that are mechanical may have challenges. So what we're learning, what we're teaching, even for our children, when it comes to their health and well-being, when they are in balance, when they are at peace, they're going to experience health and wellness. But whenever there is a disturbance, fear, sadness, anger, emotions that are projecting negative energy to the cells in their bodies, they'll experience illness, they'll experience sickness, and that's what we experience. All of our illness comes from the energy of our thoughts. So when we are thinking loving thoughts to ourselves and others, we don't get sick. We don't experience the malfunction of the cells in our bodies because the cells in our bodies are not receiving negative energy, which causes them to malfunction. Our children will live in a world where there is no illness because they will understand energetically how to create wellness. And this is why our thoughts have to be transformed. We cannot instill our children with the sickness that was instilled in us, because they are going to be living in a world where the people are of a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, a greater understanding of the principles of existence. This is why that first class, Parenting with Peace, is the prerequisite before you can teach your child all of the unloving beliefs that you hold about yourself and others must be undone and rebuilt, just like one demolishes a building that is no longer functional and rebuilds a new structure. This is the Parenting with Peace class that will enable you, will empower you to be an instructor for your child, because you will see your child as the powerful being that he or she is. And therefore, you will be able to give them the sense of empowerment, that what they think they can create, what they imagine they can create. And they will also feel a sense of empowerment rather than helplessness and fear. And they will blossom and they will thrive because they'll know that they are loved unconditionally. So the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online is designed to be interactive with you and your child and the classes. But it also enables you to go according to your own schedule. So therefore, you are able to do this on your weekends or your evenings. And you don't have to worry about getting someone's approval, because this is your decision. You have the power to create. You have the power to introduce your child to information that will advance them far beyond what they're learning in school. And it will also give you a means of teaching through the contrast. They will be able to contrast what they're learning in school with what they're learning at home. And they will be able to see where concepts and ideas that they are learning in school may be contrary to the higher principles of existence. And they will be empowered to discard those things. So rather than you feeling fear that they're not learning what they need to learn in school, you can use what they're learning as a means of teaching. This is what they're saying, but this is what is. which makes more sense, which will create a peaceful world, which will create health, which will create harmony, which will improve life for all, which concept, which information is more in alignment with enhancing life. The New Earth Homeschool Academy Online will empower your children to be able to think for themselves rather than they be programmed to think as others desire them to think, which is not thinking at all, but simply reacting. So we look forward to introducing to you that which is going to be an asset for you and your family. We look forward to giving you an opportunity to enroll in this first class, Parenting with Peace. And we look forward to you transforming your mind. This is a process, because before you can instill freedom and empowerment in a child, you must have it inside yourself. And if you're believing that others have power over you, then that mistaken belief has to be undone first, so that you can know that there is no power of any human being greater than yourself. Remember that scene in Roots where Kunta Kinte was held up after being born, and his father said, "Behold, the only thing greater than yourself." That has to be inside of our children. It is only the energy of creation, of which they are an expression of, that is greater. And as an expression of the energy of creation that we call God, there is no power that can overpower them. And so they do not need to be instilled with fear. They only need to learn how to love. And this is the energy with which we will create the new earth. And so, the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online, New Earth standing for Natural Environment, Wholesome Education, Awakening Responsibility to Humanity, is just that, awakening responsibility to humanity. And so we look forward to giving you, empowering you with information that you can use as you prepare your child for this learning experience. And as we leave you today, we do appreciate those who follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And Martha Nyla Williams says, "Good morning, Naima. Assalamu alaikum." Wa alaikum salam. So grateful for all of our brothers and sisters across the planet that we have connected to. And certainly we're going to reconnect with all of our stations that we have been sharing our broadcasts with. And we certainly do appreciate the connection For those who are sharing this show, you can always reach us on the Female Solution on YouTube, as well as the Female Solution on Facebook, and then our website, thefemalesolution.com. And we will, in fact, be posting on all of these locations where you can enroll in the New Earth Homeschool Academy Online. And you will have an opportunity to take that first class, which is called Parenting with Peace. I'm Naima Latif. Thank you for joining us today. Join us every day. We are live 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show, YouTube channel, and Facebook page, and our team of hosts, all of their social media as well. So come on back tomorrow and join us for our Thursday host, Mama Africa's House, and Friday again with Coffee Break with Cinnabella, and then Saturday as we go to London and get introduced to some more of our global family, as we have some global talks with Zana. And then, of course, we're going to go from seed to systems on Sunday with Cicely. And Monday, we'll be right back here again with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. And then, of course, we're going to hear from some magnificent storytellers and writers and authors on Gathering of the Griots with Asada. And then I'll see you again next Wednesday. So until that time, we want you to continue to shine your light.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.